You're watching What the Job Is This? Mathy, and you're watching a new episode of What the Job Is This. I'm with my good friend Paula. She's a fantastic expert, and I called her today because last week I was talking about bios, you know? And I thought I'd bring in someone that knows a little bit more about personal profile and bios. So, meet my friend Paula. How's it going? Yeah, not bad. Bit cold, you know. This rubbish summer that we're having, but yes, it's Friday, so I'm happy.
Good stuff. Good stuff. No, when was the last time we saw each other?
Probably about October, November.
Okay, yeah,
last year.
So, yeah, you're right. 6 months, and then all of a sudden we see each other like every week.
Definitely, yeah, we need a break.
I know.
Come apart.
So, but Paula, so like, tell us like about your expertise, because.
Okay, well, my business is Kick-Ass Networking and Kick-Ass Marketing. But my background is in photography. So previous to this business, I've for the last few years run a photography business. Then it sort of evolved into visual marketing, which has now done another sort of evolution type thing into the Kick-Ass Networking and marketing. Okay. But I still have that background as a photographer, and I still am very much involved in photography. Yeah. One of the services that we offer is profile photos for people in business. Yeah. We call that social media photography because it is normally to be used online, but there's other places you can use it, which I think we'll probably go into a little bit later. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, today really, the most important thing today is to talk about, you know, personal profiles, and I mean photos on personal profile, because I think I have a cool photo on my website. Actually, yeah. You know, and I know you're going to tell me off, and I'm going to tell me off before, because photo is your love, and photography is your passion, and you know, I know you know the 7 points you talked about before. But so what I want to ask you is, what is the most important thing about a personal profile? Okay, when you say personal profile, yeah. I sort of categorize things in social media in two different ways. Yeah. So I believe on Facebook that is quite personal unless you're using it for business. Absolutely. Yeah. So if you are connecting with business people or even potential employers, people that you're going to do business with, you do need to be very mindful of what that profile photo looks like. Yeah. So it wouldn't really be appropriate to have a photo of you and your friends and a night out in that profile photo, you know, being drunk, or you kissing your cats or something gross like that. I haven't seen that one before. I see a lot of cat ones. I see a lot of cats, and I don't even like cats, so I think I've got a bit of thing. I mean, even, you know, I'm a mum myself, but even like pictures of your child is not really appropriate if you're using your social media in that particular way. Okay. If you're not using it for business or work, then it's fine, have whatever you like. But if you are using it in that mind, you need to have that, you need to be that profile photo. Okay, so we're talking, I guess it's a good point, because you've kind of identified the two areas: personal for yourself, and then for professional, you know, professional presentation. And that's kind of where we're going. We're talking about personal profile and bios in the professional world, because you know my expertise is careers, lifestyles, and a lot of people have this thing where they say, well, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, and they don't really talk about their personal strength or things that they like. They mostly talk about the professional area. Right. So in that sense, that's what we're talking about. So what would you say is the worst thing to do on a personal profile? Because I saw something on your Facebook page, on your Kick-Ass Networking Facebook page, you know, your business page, and it said, I'm going to quote, it says, make your profile about you, not you, your cat, child, or spouse. And I thought it was so funny, because I posted it because I thought, oh my god, that's hilarious. And how many people do that? A lot. Okay, but is it okay, do you think it's okay to have a picture of your shoes? No, it's not okay. Come on. It's not okay. Alright. If you're using it for professional, and that's you know, the word that you've emphasized, then why does anyone need to see pictures of your shoes? If it's simply personal, whatever you like. Professional shoes are not appropriate. What if you sell shoes? Go for shoe photos, but probably not a photo of a shoe. Unless you've got like a massive following and it's not about that personal connection with you. But you know, if you are that sort of, if you're a small business or if you are an individual looking to connect with other professionals, then people connect with people.
Yeah.
Not a shoe. Even though, you know, girls love shoes, obviously. And, but yeah, that's not the place to put the photo of the shoe. No.
Landscapes?
No.
Inanimate objects?
No. But as Facebook has the cover photo,
yeah,
you could use something like a landscape in the cover photo. And then the profile photo still being you. Or you could, if you have got that shoe business, you could put the shoe as the cover photo, but you being that profile photo.
Alright, what about the egghead people?
Oh, they're just... they're wasting time.
You know what I'm talking about, yeah?
Exactly, I know exactly what you're
Those people
talking
on Twitter, they've got an egghead,
Yeah.
They're like, they've got like loads of tweets or a big following, or they've got none, and they're like, egghead.
Well,
and then they tweet you, and then they say, can you follow me?
Exactly.
I'd like to do business with you.
Exactly. Well, I definitely have an opinion on them, and you might have seen it in one of my quotes saying, would you do business with Meg? Like, who are they? You need to know. Like I said, people connect with people. So who are you? And if you can't even be bothered to upload a photo, then how are you supposed to be taken seriously?
But there are some people who actually think that they don't want to be the face of their business. They want something else to be the face of their business. Is that okay?
Depending on what type of business it is, again, because if it's something that's quite less personal, like maybe if you're like an online marketer and you have a massive following and you sell books or something like that, then people are not necessarily looking for that personal connection. But I think whenever you can do use a person, so even in places like you got a lot of big companies now on Twitter, and they will have individual photos of an employee. You know, that you can talk to. So if they're seeing the reasons why you should do it, I think when you lower down, take from people that it's working for.
See, I've seen photos of people with big companies, like Reed and I just thought they were models. I don't actually think they're employees.
Yeah, they normally are.
Because they look too good.
But they're probably professional photos and they probably had a bit of makeup done beforehand.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm asking you all these questions because I talk to a lot of people and they say to me, but you know what, I can't be bothered and it's not really going to make a difference, and why would I want to change my picture? And I think there's a barrier or like kind of resistance to to evolving, because
I can understand that because all of a sudden things have gone all online and it is a little bit public, and I think people do possibly feel like, oh my god, everyone's going to see me. But if you want to stand out online, you need to have a profile photo. People will judge you off that photo. It's the same way that people judge a book by its cover, they will judge you by your photo. So, even if you are feeling a bit apprehensive, it's worth sort of working through that fear and getting a photo of yourself, because, it's that connection.
Right. So, what is a decent photo? Like, say, for example, could you take a photo with your iPhone? Because iPhones are good.
Yes.
Like nowadays they're really good. Like a lot of Android phones are so good. Yeah. Can you take a good photo with your iPhone?
Yes, you definitely can. But you've got to be careful what you're using it for. So I think you can definitely use it for your profile photo. But then if you're going to get it sent off to like a magazine or newspapers, then the quality of the image would not probably be good enough. You wouldn't have enough pixels. So if the photo then needs to be enlarged, it would start to pixelate. So then you start to lose the quality. But even when you are taking photos with your iPhone, you do need to be mindful of the lighting. So ideally sitting next to a window. So the light's coming in on you, or doing it outdoors, so you'll get the lovely lighting. Try not to use the flash, because it would just wash you out and make colours look a bit dead, really.
If some pictures on iPhone are okay, and not every one of them, does that mean that I have to actually get a professional camera, like an SLR?
No, you don't actually have to buy your own SLR.
Yeah, because that is quite expensive if you were just like...
It'd be cheaper to have a photo shoot. Rather than spending the $100.
A photo shoot? I mean, that's even worse, because, like, personally, before I got into business, I thought, gosh, paying a photo shoot, now so many photographers have been like, £400, £500, £300, and that's actually the next thing I'm going to ask you, because it's like, a lot of people think that hiring a professional photographer is pretty expensive.
Well, it can be, but it depends, because a lot of photographers also do different packages and open days. Like, for example, the one you attended was Pamper and Pose, where you can get your profile photo taken, you get your hair done, you get your makeup done. and photo shoot for $29.99, and that includes one digital image.
Right, you're going to have to explain that again to the readers, because Pamper and Pose is different. They don't know about Pamper and Pose. I know about Pamper and Pose.
Yes. Okay, so what Pamper and Pose is, it's a day that's organised by myself and my company, Kick-Ass Marketing, and it's a day where you come into a studio, you get your hair done, your makeup done, and a photo shoot for $29.99. Then your photos go in a private gallery, and you get to choose in the comfort of your own home one digital image. Now, I think the great thing about Pamper and Pose is that, you know, a lot of people sort of get ripped off by photography deals where they've come in, say, to spend a certain amount of money, and then they come out and it's like $3,000.
Or basically, I used to have one, because I used to do modeling a long time ago. Yes, I did. And I used to go to ones where they say, oh, you've won this competition. You know that one, yeah? You've won the competition, and all you have to do is come down, we'll do your makeup and just bring your clothes, and it's great because they really, you know, you get pampered, right?
Yes.
And then you get all these pictures, and then they say, well, all of that's going to be £300 or £1,000 or whatever, and you can pay it in installments, and they'll give you like one or two. So yeah, so it's kind of like, this is kind of how they get people.
Yeah, definitely. It is a ploy that they use. And but I think the great thing with Pamper and Pose is that if you don't want to spend a penny more than that $29.99, and you just want your one image, you get that.
Okay, and is the one image part of the?
It's part of that package. Yeah. So you know, if that's what you just want, that one photo, that's all you'll ever spend. And I think I quite like that, because it's upfront and it's clear. We're not pretending that there's, you know, we're not, you know, you just paid for the session and then your photos, well, that's another story. You know, I mean, you can buy more, so there's upgrade options, which is still quite reasonably priced. Yeah, definitely are. And the way that we're able to do that is because we do it on a volume basis. We get a lot of people in one day. Yeah. So we're able to really lower the price, because if you called on a one-to-one session, it definitely wouldn't be that price.
Wow. Okay, so now we know, you know, and I guess that's the reason why a lot of people are a bit scared of photographers, because they think, oh my god, this is going to be a lot of money. So tell me a little bit more about Pamper and Pose. How did it start? What made you come up with this idea? And, you know, how long has it been going around?
Well, Pamper and Pose started January 2012. That was the first one we ever did, and so I guess it was born in 2011. Yeah. And I was working with a business coach, and she said to me, this is on my photography business, she said to me, have you ever worked with 20 clients in one day? And I laughed at her. She's like, no. And she's like, well, what's the most clients you've ever worked with in one day? And I was like, 3. She goes, well, how would you like to work with 20 one day? And I said, 20. I said, well, it'd be great. But it was kind of a thing where I thought, well, it'd be great to win the lottery too. I see myself working with 20 people in one day. Okay. You know, me as a self-employed photographer, 20, how was that going to work? So basically, we sat down together and we came together, and we created Pamper and Pose. Okay. And I really have, you know, as much as this business coach I no longer work with, and, you know, I really don't like her much anymore.
No names.
No names. I definitely won't mention any names. No, I'm joking. But, you know, at the end of the day, I did take away you know, it's always about, you know, however it's ended, it's about coming away with the positive things. Yeah, and totally, she did teach me a lot. And one thing I got out of it was Pamper and Pose.
Yeah. So it was born. So who did you? When you said we, did you do it with other people?
So I used other people as joint ventures. Yeah. So it has changed a little bit from how when I originally started off. But so originally I used to have a stylist come in. Yeah. I've always had the hair and I've always had the makeup, and I used to have someone who had.
You mean like a fashion stylist, like clothes stylist?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them a fashion stylist, but all like the sort of people that would pick out the right outfits for you.
Okay.
I like a personal stylist.
Yeah, personal stylist.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the same, but
yeah,
it weren't really fashion stuff. It's just it's whatever you've got.
Okay.
They will work with. I used to have someone. The person we had 2 ladies that sold jewelry.
Yeah.
So they'd come with their jewelry, and they agreed
that
people could borrow their jewelry for the photo shoots.
Yeah.
But
and then I guess it's a great way for them to sell their jewelry afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was also a joint venture basis with all of these different people.
Yeah.
So so that's how it worked. And I didn't do it in the studio. We used the bar, and I used all my own photography equipment. And because it was in the daytime, the bar was empty, so we used the whole dance floor was the photo shoot area. Okay. We had booths all around the bar, with makeup booth, hair booth, jewelry in the middle, stylist over there.
You used the bar. Oh my god, that is so resourceful.
It really worked. So it really worked.
Talk about starting on the shoestring. You kicked it.
It was perfect because I think, then I think times were a bit harder. Like now, I hire a studio, but when you're starting out, sometimes if you haven't got the finances, you do always have to get a bit resourceful, and So, and again, for the bar, what was it for him? I was bringing in 20 plus people, because all the other people that came along in the day, into your bar in the daytime, that didn't know where you were before, that now are coming in, buying food, buying drinks. Yeah. So it was great. It was a win-win.
Did you get clients that way? People coming through the bar?
No, I did have a lot of people just like interested and talking to me, exchanging a few cards, but no one actually came in. I mean, I couldn't fit anyone in anyway. And that day it was sold out.
Okay, so you worked with 20 people to start with, and then how many other did you have after that?
How many other Pamper Poses? I've done, I think 3 last year. I don't do it too often, and there is a reason for that.
Okay.
Was it 3 or 4? No, I think I've done 4 last year actually.
Wow.
No, I lie, I'm definitely lying. It was 3 last year, 1 in January, and then 1 just last week. So my plan is to do it every 6 months. The reason why I ended it is the business. So if I'm doing them like every month or every 2 months, people are will never want to pay my higher fee. They'll always be waiting for Pamper and Pose.
No, I see what you mean.
And it is a lot to organise as well. So so probably every 6 months. Yeah. But I literally had people telling me off for doing it when I did it, because not everyone can always make a particular date. They're like, I'm busy on that date. You said you were going to do it another day. And I can't do your Saturday. You normally do it on a Thursday. But you have to change things around, and you have to go with the majority rather than minority. So but it's great.
So I guess Pamper and Pose is the best solution for anyone that wants to get their personal profile, and especially if they're starting on a budget, or if they're a small business, or they're an individual, and they really don't have the money to afford an SLR camera or hire a personal photographer. Yeah. I mean, even if they could get a friend, that has an SLR camera and that's a really good photographer that's, starting out, that would be alright. But Pamper Pose is really good for that. It's
good because 1, you get your hair and your makeup done. 2, because it is literally geared towards that profile photo. It's not, a fancy photo shoot where you're going to have your portraits and you're going to be doing fancy, sexy moves. I know that.
I did that.
You did sexy? I don't remember that bit.
I kissed a cupcake.
Oh yeah, you did kiss a cupcake.
Oops. I'm telling people I did.
But I know what it takes to have that great profile photo, and I can help advise them, get them into the right mind frame, to get them thinking about what do they want people to see when people are looking at your profile photos. And I don't think people think about that too often. They tend to think, okay, I just need a good photo. But what do you want? What's the perception that you want? Like if you're an accountant, you don't want to look like, hey, you need to look professional. But at the same time, accountants are viewed as boring. But you don't want to look too boring. But you want to look reliable and trustworthy and professional.
So would you say that your photo? I mean, your bio. When you have a bio, your personal profile that talks about you. You are like 140 characters on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. Or on your website, that's not the most important thing. I think is it all of it together. So the bio with the photo.
Both of them together are quite important, but the photo I'd say is slightly more important because you will capture the attention initially with the photo, and then once you've captured the attention, then there is the bio next.
So, that's what I was going to say. Okay, so would you say that your bio and or your personal profile is your brand, or is the beginning of your brand?
Would I say your personal brand? No, say that again, sorry.
Would you say that your personal profile, you know, your about you, about me section, would you say that is your brand, or it should be your brand?
Well, I wouldn't say it is your brand, it should be your brand, but I guess it is part of your personal branding.
Yeah.
And it is about selling who you are and what you do, because your personality is going to be predominantly what sells things. But for people that haven't met you face to face, they need to get that picture of you as well.
Yeah.
Totally. So, I guess it is definitely part of your personal branding, but I wouldn't say it's your personal brand, because then it sounds like that's just it and full stop.
Okay.
It's part of it. Yeah. But it's definitely going to represent you and what you're about, and getting a sense of your personality across. That's so important.
Yeah. Okay, so before we finish, because we're kind of out of time, but do you have maybe 3 tips that you can reinforce about personal profile and photos, and why an individual or a business or a startup business should have them?
Yeah.
What would you say to the viewers?
Okay, well, I'll probably say ideally get a professional photo, but if you can't afford to, or not in a position to get a professional photo, use your your camera phone or what have you. Make sure you look at the lighting. That's very important. So lighting either coming from the side of the window or in front of you, but then it depends on your skin colouring as to how much light you're gonna have. Some darker people can take more light, and if you're more of a paler complexion, then you want less light, but you still do need a little bit of lighting. It's down to the lighting that's gonna make it look a bit more professional. Number 2 is to have it, when you actually take the photo, it's to actually really connect with the lens. So when you're looking at the lens, it's to almost look like you're trying to look through the lens rather than just at the end of the lens, because it'd be like the next best thing to, well, I'd say it'd be the 3rd best thing to face-to-face contact. Second best is video. So, you know, but it really connects with the lens, definitely. And number 3, the tip is when you're actually taking the photo, think something that's making you happy. So you know, because you don't have to do a big smile like this. Well, unless that's your personal brand. But if you're again going for more of a conservative job, you don't want to be like that sort of thing. But think happy, but think professional, approachable, confident. Think of them sort of positive things in your head. It will start to come through. If you're thinking, oh, this isn't going to be good, you're going to show that in your face. So you do it knowing in your head, saying this is going to be a great photo. I look confident, calm, professional, that sort of thing. Yeah, so that would be my 3 top tips.
Yeah. So just since we are at the end, and I'm just really glad that you came around and we're chilling, you know, we're just talking, having a catch up. But what does my photos look like?
Well, you know,
I did my pamper pose last week. We're not going to talk about the cupcakes. You'll just see the cupcakes and the photos, because yeah, Paula said it looks good.
Yeah, no, they do look good.
She took them, and I believe it is good.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun.
I can give you a little sneaky preview actually. But yeah, they were good fun. They were, they're really good photos. And you, with your personality and your personal brand, really came out. Yeah. And that's so important. And I think people will really connect with you and your photos. And if not, they'll have a good laugh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. Alright, well, Paula, I'm so glad that you came. I'm so glad you gave me some time. I really appreciate you, honestly, and I'm really glad that we have this opportunity. Have you got another event coming up soon? Or
we have actually, on the 2nd of July, we have an event in Google Campus. We've got a fantastic guest speaker coming in, a lady called Tamsin Fox Davies. She's going to, we've done events on email marketing, and we've done social media. Yeah. Now this event is about using email marketing and social media together, leveraging them to grow your business.
Okay.
So 2nd of July, yeah, you can find us on meetup.com/kickass networking.
Okay.
Yes, I think
sounds
so.
good.
Yes,
sounds good. All right, guys, you know what to do if you love this video and you want to know more about personal profile, bios, and also, you know, how to do fantastic, you know, kick-ass photos. You know, leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. Tell us, you know, what was the worst photo that you took. And also, if you are one of those people that take your photos with your cat, put down a message, because you know what, Paula's going to look after you. Yeah. She's really going to take care of you.
Cat's going to go.
All right, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.